Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I have the immense pleasure today to interview Monsieur Jean-Marc Pontroué, who is CEO of Roger Dubuis. Welcome.
Hello, Katrina.
So tell us a little bit, describe yourself and what you do.
So I have a simple job, which is CEO of this brand, which is Roger Dubuis, one of the manufacturers based in Geneva, which is producing in-house all its products from the very beginning of its operation since 1995. We have about 350 people in production, finance, sales, marketing, HR, developing a brand in its distribution, its development around the world, as we are exporting about 85% of what we are doing in Switzerland. And when I say Switzerland, it's in Geneva, as we are the only brand to have 100% of what we do with the Geneva seal, meaning we have the obligation to produce as one of the criteria all our production here in Geneva.
And there are wonderful watches, as you can see.
Yes, men and women. So we have about 30% of our business with women. The next CHH,
oh, that's good that there's 30% for women.
Yeah, well, it's growing more than the men's part. And the next CHH will be entirely dedicated to women. So we'll be one of the very first brands in the haute horlogerie segment, which is historically a segment which is more men's dedicated, which will concentrate all its innovations behind the ladies segment.
So, since this is an MKB leadership show, tell us what you see as good leadership.
So, good leadership for me is first to define a common project. Why are we waking up every day? Why the team is coming with this envy, this extra energy, which will make us gaining market share compared to the rest of the industry. I say very often to my team that even if the business in some countries can be down 10%, as an industry, I don't care if we do only 5%. I care a lot if we grow by 20%, if the business in general in a country is plus 40%. So it's all about a race. It's all about how you create the conditions, the projects, the target with time frame, where we all are behind this limited numbers of targets and we all push in the same direction.
So all engage and align in the same direction.
Yes, whatsoever your culture, the countries where you operate, the business in which you are, the department in which you are, how you can make sure that the targets we share in our company are all shared by everybody and that everybody is putting his energy behind the same targets.
And you personally, what trait do you have that you attribute to your success as a leader?
Well, I believe that the energy, the curiosity, the capacity to bring a lot of new projects, sometimes perhaps more. We say very often in Roger Dubuis we have ideas for the next 1,000 years. It's the capacity to, when you have the chance to work with Roger Dubuis, which is a brand which is not fixed in its territory forever, we have the chance to be very flamboyant in terms of style, very creative in terms of mechanical content of our watches. How you are involving this energy, this expanding the boundaries where we are working. And we have often a claim in our company which is a why not approach. You know, in the watches industry for years, it has been we do watches like we do watches since hundreds of years. And Roger Dubuis was one of the brands, not the only one, but one of the brands which has changed the parameters of that industry to associate very courageous design, very flamboyant design to very strong mechanical content. And how you fuel that every day by having new ideas, new approach, new customers, new envies in what we are doing.
New passions
exactly,
as well.
Exactly.
Huh? And so what is the strategy of Roger Dubuis? And what are some of the challenges you're working with today?
So we live in a business where basically 50 key cities in the world are making our business. In the US, it's about 5-6 cities which are concentrating all the high-end luxury business. In Europe, it's about 10-15 cities, and you name it. So the idea for Roger Dubuis, the ultimate target for us, is to make sure that Roger Dubuis is part of the top 5 brands in the haute horlogerie segment. If tomorrow you want to buy a high-end watch, lady or a male for a gift, the idea that perhaps will not be the brand that you're going to choose ultimately, but we would like that you are approaching Roger Dubuis as one of the 5 references you want to see in your final choice. And we work hard on that to make sure that wherever in the 50 cities which are doing that business in the world, Roger Dubuis is visible, active, having customers, and on developing its business.
And what is some of the biggest difficulty to be the one of the 5?
Well, there are 700 brands of watches in Switzerland alone. So the competition is very high. We all are fighting for the same dealers. So all are fighting for the same streets where we operate in the world. So the distribution is probably today in our business, in addition to the business conditions we have additionally, the most important challenge. How you get access to the key department store in the US, how you get access to the best streets in Europe, and we all are fighting in the same for the same streets. And and today we have additionally in our business luxury new operators. Nespresso was not in downtown of the cities a couple of years ago. Apple was not in downtown of the cities a couple of years ago. So we have to fight against the luxury operators, and we have to fight also against new operators who are fighting for the same type of spaces.
And what challenges do you have by being a retail network operation, very customized, very high-end, luxurious, and at the same time working with a big group like Richemont?
But at the end of the day, the beauty of our business model is that we are a small brand in one of the biggest luxury group in the world. So we have this agility, flexibility, reactivity, creativity in our brand, but supported at the same time by all the hidden parts of the group, which is financial, human beings, processes, organization, access to marketing intelligence everywhere where we are operating our business. So our situation is ideal. Among the 20 brands that Richemont is having, Roger Dubuis is probably one of the brands which is benefiting the most from the advantages of being a big group. And we are very free to develop our strategy, which is shared with the group on a regular basis. And when we want to develop this new approach, which is this tailor-made business called in our company Rarities, we are very free to make it happen. Being positioned at that level of price level, a brand like us has all the legitimacy to develop this tailor-made business. We take always comparisons from other industries. Today, 100% of the Rolls-Royce in the world are tailor-made. So, and very often our customers are also customers of Rolls-Royce. So why it's possible to personalize your car and why it will not be possible to personalize your watch.
Tell us about your watch.
So this is one of our most iconic products, which is a double tourbillon skeleton, which has put Roger Dubuis on the map of high-end horlogerie about 10 years ago. The watchmakers have developed for me this piece with my own initials. It's not only a decorative approach. The JMP, which are my 3 initials, have been made because they took out some of the components in the existing movement and recreated 3 components, which are the 3 letters of my initials, and they are all functional, meaning you take an initial out, the watch doesn't work anymore. And the beauty for people who love to have their own complications, the capacity to have your own movement is something which is not usual in our industry.
Wow. So tell us, if you were to talk to your younger self as a leader, what advice would you give?
Be persistent. Don't be afraid. Keep the cap. Learn from your failure. Have always this envy in the morning and the curiosity during the day, and get the right people around you will be the ingredients which give you a little bit more chance than the others to be successful.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Katrina. Thank you very much. What a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Katrina Burrus, and this show, the MKB Leadership Show, has been done in partnership with Dukascopy. Stay tuned for future episodes, and I hope this program has brought your leadership one step closer to excelling. Thank you.